Oh, hey, how are you? I'm kind of in a rush. I have an interview right now. I'm not prepared at all.
A few moments later.
Good morning. Is this Michael Davis?
Yes, it is. How are you doing, Megan?
I'm doing well. I just wanted to provide a quick status update for you regarding your job application. Fortunately, I spoke with the hiring manager last night and he said that they've decided to move forward with another candidate.
Mind if I could ask for some feedback as far as why? I feel like it'd be a great fit.
Of course. Let me just pull up my notes. All right. I don't know how to tell you this, but they mentioned that you had a strong odor, it looks like. So you
Oh,
might want to consider an antiperspirant for future interviews.
oh, okay. I'll look into that. Thank you.
Of course. Have a great day, Michael.
You too. Bye. All right, let's look at antiperspirants. Oh, hey, long time no see. All right, so I think it's important to talk about the differences between deodorants and antiperspirants and when to choose each. So let's start with deodorant. So it is essentially fighting odor by various scents, like natural scents, synthetic scents, antibacterials to kind of prevent the bacteria growth that occurred from the sweat. One example would be triclosan. That's found in deodorants, toothpastes, I think detergents as well. So deodorant doesn't really stop the sweating. It essentially just kills any bacteria, which then is what produces the odor. So the difference between that and antiperspirants, so antiperspirants stop the sweating from happening in the first place. So if there's no sweat, likely you're not going to have any odor. It does that by forming a gel-like plug on the surface of a pore. And I'll talk a little bit more of that later. Preventing, again, the sweat from happening in the first place. A couple examples would be aluminum chloride, and this is a mouthful, aluminum zirconium tetrachlorohydroxyglycine. Let's talk about how antiperspirants work exactly. So right here we have kind of a diagram of the epidermis and dermis, kind of where we sweat. Here's going to be a skin pore and the sweat gland, as well as the antiperspirant precipitate. So essentially, the aluminum salt, let's say one of the most active ingredients was aluminum chloride, hydrolyzes at pH-dependent levels, slightly acidic, and it complexes with mucopolysaccharides, which then forms that precipitate and ultimately a plug that prevents us from perspirating and sweating.
Welcome to class, everyone. Today we will be talking about antiperspirants. So this all began when people used to cover up their body odors with perfume instead of stopping the odors. In the late 1800s, perspiration, bad breath, body odor was seen as poor hygiene and therefore socially unacceptable. So before the 20th century, talcum powder was the main personal care product for perspiration and odor. It absorbed perspiration and moisture, and it could be purchased either unscented or in scented forms. So in 1879, the antiseptic Listerine was introduced and marketed as hand sanitizer and a deodorizer. So deodorants and antiperspirants were used to control body odor and was introduced in the late 19th century. And this worked by inhibiting odor-producing bacteria. So antiperspirants would stop pores in the skin and prevented perspiration to then be consumed by smelly bacteria. Everdry was the first brand of antiperspirant. However, Odorono jump-started the American use of antiperspirants, claiming to keep women smelling sweet and dainty. So the Odorono Company was founded in 1912 with Edna Murphy's Odorono booth in Atlantic City Exposition. Initially, she couldn't sell anything. However, the exposition lasted all summer. People would sweat through their clothes, and the sales immediately rose. The active ingredient was aluminum chloride, which had to be suspended because it irritated the skin and caused burning. The competitor at the time, Mum, sold creams. However, people did not like this because it was sticky, greasy, and smelled. Murphy then hired J. Walter Thompson to advertise and launch the Cincinnati office. Within 1 year, sales jumped from $30,000 to $65,000 in sale. In 1919, Walter advertised perspiration as something that made you unpopular behind people's backs. That explains why women might be offensive and stinky without knowing it, and that to keep a man, you must not smell. This was really controversial and insulted a lot of people. However, sales rose 112% to $417,000 in 1920. In 1927, the company's sales reached $1 million and she sold the company to Northern Warren. And that's the brief history of
As
antiperspirants.
mentioned, aluminum-based compounds are the active ingredients in antiperspirants. Knowing of the talk about aluminum and also the possibilities of cancer, we wanted to see just how this affects people where the kind of deodorant that they use matters. At the gym. Do you know what deodorant or antiperspirant you use?
I use Old Spice. Native, like the coconut, vanilla when I Degree. I use Dove.
The Secret Outlet Sweat and Odor Gel Deodorant.
And do you know if it has aluminum in it?
I think it does. I don't know. I think it does, yeah. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it does. I don't.
Oh, it definitely does.
And what do you know about aluminum and deodorant?
I think it's a bad thing, but I like the scent of my deodorant, so I use it anyways.
I don't think I'm like well versed enough to like care on the low.
I'm not really aware of what aluminum does.
No, it's like bad, but I don't pay attention too much about it.
I honestly don't know much about aluminum or the effects of it.
Aluminum's supposedly bad for you and cause bad things to your body. I will say, however, every single non-aluminum deodorant I've ever tried has been absolutely terrible, would never recommend it. So you know what? I'm going to take risks to my body and use deodorant with only aluminum in it.
Thank you for your time. So let's circle it back a little bit and try to find where that correlation came from between aluminum and also the onset of breast cancer or cancer diagnoses. The biggest worry was that with aluminum, you could absorb it through your skin, so in your underarms, which are close to your breasts. And if this metal gets into the body, some worry that it'll travel to the breasts and cause changes to estrogen receptors. For example, it could make them bind more estrogen. Estrogen can promote the growth of breast cells, including cancerous breast cells, and because of this, it became a worry that aluminum could increase breast cancer risk by increasing how much estrogen gets to breast cells. Aluminum further came under investigation as a possible carcinogen because the metal itself can damage DNA and prevent DNA repair, which are both well-known mechanisms of carcinogenesis, which is the formation of cancer. This led to the hypothesis that aluminum and antiperspirants could penetrate the skin, accumulate in the breast, and cause tumor formation by damaging the DNA. However, according to the American Cancer Society, there is no conclusive evidence linking the use of underarm antiperspirants or deodorants and the subsequent development of breast cancer.
What's this?
It's deodorant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, what kind of shoes? There's so many. What?
Let's check out Target.
Okay, first, this one, the Lady Speed one, this is the cheapest. But the active ingredients, it's aluminum zirconium. This one, the one that has been featured in all our videos so far, containing the aluminum chlorohydrate, which is different from the aluminum zirconium. It isn't as effective, which is actually good because it's less persistent in your body. This one at only $4.20 is pH balance. It does contain the aluminum zirconium, but the pH balance helps maintain the balance in your skin. If you have sensitive skin, definitely a better choice. Okay, clinical dry spray, that sounds good. But actually, it's not. It contains aluminum phosphate. Okay, now let's look at the big difference. The aluminum-free ones don't have any aluminum in it. Aluminum can be linked to breast cancer, to be a serious skin irritant. So these aren't. These don't block your sweat glands. Instead, they just cover up the odor. So it's the same idea. It contains the dipropylene glycol. It contains plant-based ingredients too. Okay, the differences in the deodorant doesn't just have to be in the ingredients themselves. It can also be in the packaging. Fillable deodorants, which are actually way better for the environment if you think about it. You're not going to waste all that plastic every time you buy one. And they're really cute. These ones, you just buy the package one time, and then whenever you need a more deodorant, You just buy the smaller, cheaper deodorant packs that go inside. And it has my name on it. You can't go wrong with that. What is this? This does not look like a deodorant pack. This is serum deodorant, which is used to stop the odor, but also it helps acidify your skin, which makes it brighter and healthier. It's made from glass, so it's more environmentally friendly. So what makes these so good? Look at that. So, no aluminum salts, which is really good. All these ingredients are going to be vegan and cruelty-free, as well as aluminum-free, and no parabens. So buy it.